Hello, Nicole.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome to the Intuition Academy. It's a company that I've been working on for years and years. And I want to do a fun little series for highly sensitive people. And before I introduce you, I just want to kind of give people a little introduction to how you and I started going on this journey together. And then I'll let you kind of go
Fun.
in.
I was thinking about it also as I was getting ready for our call. I was thinking about it as well. So I think that's fun.
It's
Thank you.
pretty wild, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So Nicole and I'm Rochelle. I came up with the Intuition Academy in 2017. It's a long story. We'll go about that later, but I remember posting one day and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think I'm a light worker." On Facebook. I'm like, is anybody else out there a light worker? And you immediately DM'd me, and this was probably like 10 years ago, and you're like, we need to go on a girls' date. And you took me to a friend that made jewelry, and then we went to another friend, Cheryl, who does tarot. And Nicole and I know each other way back from Sundance Catalog, then into real estate. Like we have this long history, but what really connected us was being light workers. And that tarot reading blew my mind, sent me down the rabbit hole. And it's all history now, but yeah, I want to just kind of give us a little bit about who you are, um, without all the things that you need to be to other people. Like, who are you on a soul
Yeah.
level?
So for me, it's all about my light and my source. And I feel like the journey of life has been a little bit of a challenge, not a little bit, a big challenge for me, because our lives take us in all different directions. And, depending on the families that you were born into and all of the things that were programmed into what your belief systems are, you are distracted, right? We're distracted by what we're told. And so the journey of life is really about leaning into our source and our light and our love. And when I realized that at a young age, I mean, I've always had it, right? I've always known that it was lived within me, and I've always been very, very connected to spirit and the spirit realm my whole life since I was before I could even remember as a child. But as I grew older, it was really more about just embracing that light and embracing that love and embracing that true connection of source that lives within all of us and helping other people to see their light as well. So when you reached out and I was like, yes, hello, let me support you, and it's about being the support for others. That is really, I think, who I am. Like my passion is just about lifting other people up when they want to follow that light path and they want to be connected to their source. It's always about how can I support you.
That's beautiful because that is what the academy is truly about, is I feel like every time I work with another intuitive, I'm being activated, and that we do need these activations. We need the light more than ever now. And as scary as it is to start a whole new business or do something that's totally out of my realm of knowledge, I still have that deep, deep um, soul calling to bring this wisdom to other people, so what has really been your inspiration, or is it just something that you've always felt called to, like it's just a part of being a light worker, or what do you think?
Just what lives in me. It's just part of who I am. It's just like something that I cannot ignore.
Yeah.
I say to people, I have this physical world job, but then the real me is my light. It's my source. It's my connection to that and supporting other people on their path, on their light path. And really for me, that's really what it's all about. Like our life here on this physical plane is to live in love and live in light. And when we can be lighthouses for everybody else, that's when we're living in our purpose, in love and joy and all of the things. So
And if when I started the academy, it was before AI was really even a thing, and I laugh about it because the initials are the IA. And that is the one thing, intuition is the one thing that the AI world cannot take away from us. And I think it's really important that we dig deep into what is our unique gift and our unique purpose on the planet to sustain what's coming, our way. So that's a big push right now for us
I
at
agree.
the Academy.
I
Yeah,
agree. And I think it's more important now than ever because it is taking away from our intuition. It is taking away from um, us using that, the receiving, right? The connection and the tuning in and being able to receive that we're giving our power away.
agreed.
AI and we're relying on AI to tell us like how to do this and how to do that and how to live our lives and what's most. And when we give our power away, it's just a really scary thing because that's who we truly are,
Yeah.
souls. And being able to connect to that and be guided by that and to live in that source and that love and that connection is who we are. So it's, I think there's a place for AI and it can help in business and it can help in writing things, but when we give our power away to it, that's when it becomes really this scary thing of setting the boundaries of how can we embrace it and use it to
Yeah.
our benefit. And then where does it become we're giving it away, giving our power away to it?
Yeah, it's a delicate line we're walking. It's really interesting time to be alive right now.
And fun.
Well, so I'm curious, so when you were opening up your gifts and like really starting to come to a place where you're ready to share and take on clients, we've had a beautiful session together. I've had a few beautiful, just magical moments with you, but if you could give some tips to some highly sensitive people? First question is, what do you feel like is your dominant clair of how you connect to source? Maybe there's multiple. And then what do you do to, you know, create that space for your downloads?
Yes. So my audio is my number one. So I hear mostly, but I experience all of them. Um, and then I would say it's cognizance, and then clairvoyance, and then clairsentience. And I think the least um, is probably the taste and smell that I get the least. I still get it, but it's not as strong as the other. So the audio is my number one. I hear. And so through a lot of different sessions with other healers and guides, they've been able to call that out as well. And it's just something that I've always known. Um, Creating space for my gifts is, again, it can be a challenge on a day-to-day basis because there's so many distractions in the world, right? And if you have a family, if you have a job, if you have all these things, it's really being intentional and living on purpose to create the space for to create that opportunity to receive, to tune into our intuition. And it's a practice and we have to do the work. So on a day-to-day basis, it's really important for me to be in nature. I tune in when I'm in nature. So I love to go for a nature walk every single morning if I can. It doesn't always happen, but it's important to me to do that. That's where I connect to source. And shoot, I just lost myself. I think my phone's dying. That's
Oh
not good.
no.
Um, I'll plug it in. But so nature is really important to me, but creating the space if I can't be outside is I have a meditation room and I create space to be there and I sit in meditation. I connect to my guides, I connect to my angels, and I do meditation. I do all sorts of different meditation and I journal because pen to paper and journaling, everything that you are bringing in is really important to kind of try to clue into, right? It's like
Yeah.
color, symbols, numbers, feelings, sensations. Those are all things that I think put as much, we don't recognize, and we push it aside. And when we start to bring awareness to those things, then we tune into our intuition at a stronger level. So
Yeah.
meditation are huge. And I don't think um, we understand how important it is a lot of the time, of how important journaling is and creating that space for that time to process.
Yeah. I've been just really getting into the Akashic records, like you'll learn about something, then you kind of forget, and then you go back. But I've been really in my ritual every morning, just opening up those records. And, we can talk a little bit more about what those are, but it's like it's all the memories of all lifetimes in this like library, that we have access to, which I think is pretty wild. Go ahead and plug in if you
I'm
need
going
to.
to get my phone real quick so I don't
You're
lose you. I didn't realize how low.
you're totally good.
So sorry.
It's all good.
That's what happens in your real world job.
Yeah, I know. Well, especially when you're a realtor.
This is I've got to find another plugin because that one's not working. Oh my goodness.
That's how it always goes. Yeah.
I cannot. This is not working for me. I'm going to have to move to a different space. This is embarrassing.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay. We'll sit with it. It's how it goes. We'll roll with it.
Yeah, we will have to because that's what's happening right now.
Yep.
My life. So I'm moving my chair.
There we go. Hey, cool. So leading into that, so if tell me a little bit about how you offer, like, is it a coaching program? What does that look like to work with you? How long have you been doing it? All that good stuff.
Okay, so it's been a journey for me to really create this space where I feel like I wanted to open up to clients. It was really more for me about, okay, well, I have this gift and I want to share it with people from a place of just pure love. And when spirit would come through, it's really important to me to understand that it's my responsibility, and I never say no to spirit. So if it shows up, it's me, connecting with the person that has the message, and being able to give that. And now it's coming to a place where I'm like serving, but also offering. It's just taken a while for me to get to that place where I feel comfortable receiving on the other side of energy exchange, right? Where it's like you have a gift, share it, and then receive energy exchange for your time and energy. And that would be monetary. So
Yeah.
for me, I have created, and it's taken me a long time to get here,
It
but
has taken a while.
yeah, it's called the Gift of Guiding Grace. And in there I offer, and my one-on-one sessions can be whatever. I've done energy sessions for people that are just trying to understand what's going on with their energy and getting guidance from their guides and angels. I've done home clearings where there's spirit living in the home that needs to be cleared, and just help that spirit move on to the other side. I have communicated on the other side with loved ones. So there's lots of different things that I think I can tune into, and I can do one-on-ones with people. But I've also created a course, which I'm actually thinking right now I'm going to be introducing a 6-week challenge from my course that is really about tuning into our intuition and using the tools and creating the space. And it's going to be a 6 week challenge that I'm going to start in September.
Well, share it with me so I can share
I
it in the
will.
academy.
It
Yeah.
just came up for me in the last week or so, and it just feels really good for me to say, how can I support other people? What do other people need? And people that want to be more connected to that source and to that energy and to their intuition, I think it's going to be an amazing, beautiful experience for everybody. Something that I wish I had when
Right?
trying to figure out my gifts and tuning in and living in joy and living in love and living in abundance. I just, something that I think I wish I would have had anyway.
That's the funnest way to learn is in groups. One-on-ones are powerful, and in groups, it's so cool to be able to get so many different perspectives. So the challenge sounds so fun.
Yes.
Yeah, share
Yeah,
it with me.
I will.
All right, one last question I have for you is what were you like as a kid? And like how do you still feel that playful nature when you're, tapping into source or doing this kind of stuff?
Gosh, that's a really tough question for me because I do a lot of internal meditation, going deep back into childhood memories. I wouldn't, I mean, there's no comparison, right? Everybody has hard things in their life, but I feel like my childhood didn't allow me the freedom to be a child like I would have wanted or experienced in my life. So when I think about being a child, it's hard for me because I don't feel like I had a lot of those play like joyful moments. But I do feel like I had a lot of imagination. I remember playing house all the time, or imagining what my husband would look like, or where I would live, or just fun things like that. And when I think about the playfulness, I think about just um, that. I think about the playtime where you're imagining or
Yeah.
daydream, those things like that. What do they call that? There was a word for it. Um, anyway,
But
I think,
you were playing with your angels and your guides and
yeah,
that
yeah. And
that's
so I,
been a common thread in these interviews is that we all had kind of lonely childhoods, so that really gave us that time to, really connect to our angels and our guides. It's gonna make me cry thinking
yeah,
about it, but it can be a lonely road, being this highly sensitive to,
yeah. I
um,
did feel a lot of other people's energies too. I remember even as a teenager, like always being super sensitive to what other people's feelings were or energies, and that can be really hard too because if you're feeling someone's like not so nice energy, it's just can be overwhelming and not understanding it and not being able to know what if it's you or if it's just someone having a bad day or what you've done. I
Well,
remember,
that's such an amazing skill in real estate, I didn't realize that being an empath was what made me so good at it.
yeah. And I always tell people every day, it's not because I'm out there going, whose house can I list today? It's really
Uh-huh.
about supporting people through life transitions. And when people are moving, they're buying or selling a house, they're going through a life transition.
Yep.
And be able to be there and support somebody through that is, I think, the greatest reward. It's not, what I mean, all the paperwork and all the other stuff that comes with it. It's the reward is in helping somebody transition through a life experience.
I know I was like, I've always loved people finding home, whether it's in the like four walls or within themselves. I think that's what I really enjoy out of whatever I do is it's like, but I didn't know I was an empath, and it was crazy how many times I checked myself into the hospital and didn't really know how to transmute the energy. And so
Feeling so overwhelmed and scared and then being put in that fear energy, that fear-based energy that
yeah,
takes over.
yeah,
Yes, takes over.
overwhelming.
Yes.
But
Okay.
well, so I'm gonna go ahead and tag everybody, but where can they find you? Where, like, on social media, your website?
Yes. So my website is giftofguidinggrace.com and Instagram account is also Gift of Guiding Grace. So you can find me there, in those places. I may have a Facebook. I haven't been on there for a long time.
That's okay, that's
It's hard
great.
to them all, and I
It
haven't
is.
been actively managing them, just trying to
Yeah.
stay space right now and working through my offerings and what is most important to be putting out into the world right now and supporting people.
Well, when your 6 week challenge comes up, share it with me and I'll get it on the academy and share it as well.
I will.
And then is there anything else you want to share with people at the academy?
I don't think so. I mean, my biggest thing right now, I feel like that's coming up in the world is just it's so important for us to stay connected to our source, our light and our love that lives within us. And love is where abundance lives, right? That's where joy lives. And when we can live in love and we can practice staying in that connection to love, um, we can't always live there because we're physical beings and there's always going to be the other things that come up in life, but the more that we can stay tuned into the frequency and the vibration of love is where we're going to be living in our light and our true source and being able to show up in the world for others. So our connection to our source, to our love, to our light is our most important valuable resource that we have, and just important to be there and stay connected as much as possible.
Yeah. Amen, sister. That's perfect. Well,
Thank,
thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, and we'll have you on again soon, okay?
thank you for this. I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. See you later.